Hello everyone, I'm Helen from Susan's family. Today, I'll show you a persimmon branch. Each branch consists of 4 sub-branches and 1 stem. Among these, the persimmons, the calyxes, and the leaves need to be crocheted. First, crochet them, then assemble them into the branch. We're using variegated yarn for this. The starting color segments differ, so the effect will also vary slightly. You can refer to the finished product, or based on your preference to choose the starting color segment. First, let's learn the persimmon. The persimmon starts with a magic ring. Crochet along the magic ring, working in spirals. After crocheting, shape it by pulling. The stitches used include chain, single crochet, SC2 in 1 and SC2 tog. Now, please watch my demonstration. Before we start crocheting, let's learn the basic posture for crocheting. To help you see more clearly, I'll demonstrate using cotton yarn. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page and the chart. Since it's crocheted in spirals, the rounds can be hard to distinguish. While crocheting, mark the first stitch promptly. So before crocheting, cut a piece of thread for wrapping the flower branch, about 10 centimeters long. The color of the yarn here is not for reference. Then, pull out 2-3 strands for later use. Next, begin with the magic ring. You can use the adjustable magic ring. Wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger. Thread it between your middle finger and index finger. Pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Hold the hook in your right hand. Place it on the right side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. With your left thumb and middle finger, pinch the crossing point of the loop. The loop should be large. Place the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. The adjustable magic ring is completed. Begin the first round. Work 1 beginning chain. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. The chain is done. The beginning chain for the single crochet doesn't count as 1 stitch. Move on to 1 single crochet. Insert the hook into the magic ring. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again. Pull through all loops at once. 1 single crochet is completed. There is a V shape formed by 2 strands at the top right. This is the stitch of the single crochet. 1 stitch represents 1 single crochet. Continue with the second single crochet. Insert the hook into the ring. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull through both loops on the hook. Another single crochet is done. Refer to the chart. You need to crochet 8 single crochets in this round. Continue to complete the remaining 6 stitches. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. After completing Pull the yarn tail. Tighten the magic ring. Consider the side with clearer texture as the right side, and the other side as the wrong side. This way, the first round is done. Continue to crochet the second round. Find the first single crochet stitch. If you can't find it, count back 8 stitches from the last stitch. Make a SC2 and 1 in this stitch. Crochet 1 single crochet first. Before crocheting, you need to mark the first stitch. Take out the prepared yarn tail. Place the yarn tail between this loop and the yarn. Put the starting yarn tail above the hook. Weave in as you go. This way. On the first stitch, the marking is done. In the same entry position, make another single crochet. SC2 in 1 is completed, which is equivalent to adding 1 stitch. Continue on the left stitch. Make a SC2 in 1, which means making 2 single crochets into the same stitch. One, 2. Another SC2 in 1 is completed. Next, follow the same method, making a SC2 in 1 for each stitch on the left, all the way to the stitch before the marked one. If there are any excess tails, you can cut them directly. Check the stitch count. Count the stitches from the marked position. There should be 16. This completes the second round. Note: when crocheting in spirals, there will be a height difference at the beginning and end. This is normal. Continue with the third round. Refer to the chart. First, in the first stitch, work a single crochet before crocheting. Make sure to mark it. Place the yarn marker between the loops and the yarn. Then work a single crochet. Do not crochet into the marker. This way, the first stitch is marked. Continue making a single crochet in the left stitch. Then, in the next 2 stitches on the left, work at SC2 and 1 in each. For the rest of this round, alternate between 2 single crochets and 2 SC2 in 1. Follow this method and complete this round. Now, I have completed the 3rd round. Continue with the 4th round. Start by crocheting 3 single crochets for the first stitch of each subsequent round. Mark it. Then crochet 2 SC2 in 1. Continue working 4 single crochets correspondingly. Then alternate between 2 SC2 in 1 and 4 single crochets, all the way to the 2nd stitch from the end. When finished, work 1 more single crochet. The 4th round is completed. Continue with the 5th round. I have already crocheted it. At the start of this round, crochet 2 single crochets, then alternate between 1 SC2 in 1 and 3 single crochets. End with 1 single crochet. Refer to the previous demonstration. Follow the chart. Complete this round. When counting rounds, avoid the starting position. Count these raised textures round by round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 rounds crocheted. After crocheting the first 5 rounds, continue crocheting rounds 6 to 11. I have also crocheted them. Refer to the chart. These rounds are crocheted evenly with single crochets. Finish these rounds as well. After completing, I will continue to demonstrate round 12. First, crochet 4 single crochets. When the marker is shorter, you can pull it upwards a bit. Then crochet 1 SC2 tog. First, in the left stitch, crochet 1 unclosed single crochet. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. This is the unclosed single crochet. Continue in the left stitch. Crochet 1 unclosed single crochet. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. After that, yarn over, pull through all loops at once. 1 SC2 tog is completed. There is also a V-shaped stitch on the top right. This is equivalent to decreasing 1 stitch. Crochet 8 single crochets next. After completing, continue with 1 SC2 tog. First in the 2 adjacent stitches on the left, crochet 1 unclosed single crochet in each. Then, yarn over, pull through all loops at once. For this round, alternate between 8 single crochets and 1 SC2 tog. This is called as decrease every 8th stitch. Continue until you have 4 stitches left. After completing, work single crochets correspondingly. Finish the remaining stitches. Round 12 is now complete. Continue with round 13. Start with 2 single crochets. Then, alternate with 1 SC2 tog. And 4 single crochets. This means every 4 stitches. Crochet 1 SC2 tog. This is called as decrease every 4th stitch. And with 2 single crochets. Complete this round. Round 13 is now completed. Next, have the right side facing out. Insert filling cotton inside. Don't stuff too much to prevent it from being too heavy. Continue crocheting rounds 14 to 16. Stuff with filling as you crochet. Now, I have completed the first 16 rounds. For the 14th round, decrease every 3rd stitch. For the 15th round, decrease every 2nd stitch. For the 16th round, decrease every other stitch. Follow the chart and complete these rounds. After completing, continue to crochet the final round. Work a SC2 tog into each stitch for the final round. Once done, remove the marker. Chain 1. Pull a large loop. Leave about 40 centimeters of yarn tail and cut. Pull the yarn tail through. Tighten. This way, the persimmon is crocheted. Next, close the opening. Thread the yarn tail onto a needle. Go through the front loop of each stitch. That is, the strand closest to you. Pass through each one. Then tighten. The closing is completed. Next, shape the persimmon. First, tighten the bottom. Then tighten around approximately 4 times evenly. Each time, it's roughly between the 8th and 9th rounds. After tightening, secure the strand. Then weave in the ends. This way, one persimmon is completed. Follow this method to complete the remaining persimmons. Continue learning the persimmon calyx. The calyx starts with a magic ring. Around the magic ring, crochet in rounds. The new stitches including slip stitch, double crochet and ch3 picot. Now, please watch my demonstration. First, refer to the demonstration of the persimmon's magic ring and the first round. Crochet the single crochets for the first round. I have already done. Continue to crochet the second round. Refer to the chart. First, in the first stitch, make 1 slip stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Pull through all the loops on the hook. Slip stitch completed. This forms a V shape, which is the braid formed by the slip stitch. This slip stitch doesn't count as one stitch. It needs to be tightened. Otherwise, it's easy to crochet extra stitches. Next, make 2 chains. Then continue in the same entry position. Work a double crochet. Yarn over once. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. There are 2 loops remaining. Yarn over again. Pull through all loops at once. 1 double crochet is completed. Correspondingly, there is also a V shaped at the top, right? This is the stitch of the double crochet. Continue in the same entry position. Work the second double crochet. Yarn over once. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. Repeat twice. Another double crochet is completed. Move on to a CH3 picket. We'll call as a picket from now on. This means chaining 3 first. Then pick up the front loop of the double crochet and the strand on the left. Make 1 slip stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through all loops at once. Slightly tighten. The picket is completed. Continue on the left stitch. Work 2 double crochets. Chain 2. In the same position, work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. For easier explanation, consider the completed part as a group. Continue with the second group. First, make a slip stitch in the left stitch. Then chain 2. In the same position, work 2 double crochets. Then work 1 picket, which is 3 chains. Slip stitch into the front loop and the left strand. Continue on the adjacent stitch. Work 2 double crochets. And 2 chains. In the same position, slip stitch. The second group is completed. Next, follow the same method to complete the remaining 2 groups. After completing, leave a tail of about 20 centimeters. Cut the yarn. This way. The explanation for the calyx. Continue learning the leaves. The leaf starts with the foundation chain. Work around the foundation chain. Crochet in rounds. In the second round, wrap the thin wire while crocheting. The new stitches used include half double crochet, treble crochet, TR2 tog, DT cluster, CH1 picket. Now, please watch my demonstration. First, start with the foundation chain. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Hold the hook with your right hand. Place the hook on the right side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Pinch the crossing loop with your left thumb and middle finger. Then put the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. The slip knot doesn't count as one stitch. Pull tight. Note: don't make the loop on the hook too tight, or it will be difficult to crochet later. Start chaining until you reach the required number of stitches. As you can see, this is the foundation chain looks like. Move on to the first round. Work one chain. Then, find the second chain from the hook. In this chain, pick up the top loop. It's this strand of yarn. Work one single crochet. Continue on the left chain. Picking up the top loop. Crochet one single crochet in each. Continue all the way to the second chain. Once completed, on the remaining chain, pick up the top loop. Work 3 single crochets. When completed, start from the left chain. Picking up the remaining 2 strands. The entry position like this. Work a single crochet in each stitch. Continue until there is 1 entry position left. Note: do not start from the entry position of these 3 single crochets. Weave the yarn tail as you crochet. When completed, in the last entry position, work 2 single crochets. Then, slip stitch in the first stitch. This way, the first round is completed. Consider the side with the clearer texture as the right side. Continue to crochet round 2. This round needs to wrap thin wire. Place the wire above the yarn. Work 1 chain. Leave a small tail at the beginning, to prevent slipping. In the entry position of the slip stitch, work 1 single crochet. When crocheting, keep the wire above the hook. Wrap it in as you crochet. Continue in the left stitch. Work 1/2 double crochet, yarn over. Insert into the stitch. Keep the wire above the hook, pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. Half double crochet is completed. Continue working 1 double crochet on the left. Make sure to wrap the wire. After completing, work 1 treble crochet on the left. Yarn over twice. Insert into the stitch. Pull the yarn through. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. There are 3 loops remaining. Continue to yarn over, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. There are 2 loops remaining. Yarn over, pull through all loops at once. The treble crochet is completed. Next, work a TR2 tog. Start by making an unclosed treble crochet. Into the left stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. This is the unclosed treble crochet. Continue making the second unclosed treble crochet. Into the left stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. Repeat twice. When completed, yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. 1 TR2 tog is completed. Continue at the same entry position. And the left stitch. Crochet 1 TR2 tog, that is, at these 2 positions. First crochet 1 unclosed treble crochet for each. Then yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. Another TR2 tog is completed. Repeat this method. Crochet 3 more TR2 tog. Each time, start from the previous entry position. After completing, crochet a DT cluster in the next 2 stitches on the left. That is, first crochet an unclosed treble crochet in the left stitch. Then in the next left stitch, crochet an unclosed double crochet, yarn over once. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Wrap the yarn. Draw the yarn through the first 2 loops. This is an unclosed double crochet. Then yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. The DT cluster is done. Continue working a half double crochet in the left stitch. Yarn over once. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. The half double crochet is completed. Then in the left stitch, work a single crochet, one chain. Then in the same position, work a double crochet, then work a ch1 picket, which is 1 chain. Then slip stitch into the front loop and the left strand. When done, work 1 chain. In the same entry position, work another single crochet, when done, crochet symmetrical stitches on the left side. This means start with a half double crochet, then crochet a DT cluster. Refer to the chart. Here start with an unclosed double crochet, then crochet an unclosed treble crochet, yarn over, pull through all loops at once. Then crochet 5tr2 tog. This is the first one. From the second one. Each time start from the ending entry position of the previous one. After completing, on the left stitch, crochet a treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over, draw the yarn through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. After completing, on the 3 stitches on the left, work 1 double crochet, one half double crochet, and 1 single crochet, then in the last stitch, make a SC2 in 1. After completing, slip stitch in the first stitch, Place the wire below the yarn and crochet. Pull tight. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Fasten off normally. Adjust the wire. Leave about 5 centimeters at both ends. Cut off. This way, one leaf is completed. Next, follow the same method to crochet the remaining leaves. Once all the persimmons, the calyx and leaves are finished, start assembling. To make it easier to explain, we will refer to all the branches from top to bottom as branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, and branch 4. First, complete all the branches, then assemble them on the flower stem. Now, please watch my demonstration. Start with branch 1. Assemble the calyx and the persimmon. Cut a piece of wire about 20 centimeters long. Fold it in half first. Then take the folded end and fold each side back about 1 centimeter. After folding, twist it slightly to secure. Then, take one calyx. Pass the tail through the center hole. From the wrong side to the right side. Next, thread the reserved yarn tail onto a sewing needle. Then take another persimmon. Sew a few stitches to secure the calyx at the end of the persimmon. The tip of the calyx should roughly point toward the indentation of the shape. Use the thread for wrapping the flower branches. And wrap about 4 centimeters. The specific length can also be adjusted according to preference. Apply some glue at the beginning. Wrap it slightly tighter. Apply some glue at the ending as well. This way, the calyx and the persimmon are assembled. Next, cut a 40 cm wire and fold it into 3 parts. One side should be about 2 cm longer than the bottom. Then take the longer piece and at 2 cm away from the top, fold it a bit more, about 1 cm. After folding, use the thread for wrapping the flower branch. Start wrapping from the top. I won't apply any glue at the beginning here, but you can actually add a little bit. Wrap it slightly tighter. Don't make it too loose. When you reach the fork, wrap the fork as well. Then continue wrapping down another 1-2 centimeters. Add a leaf on the other side of the fork. Wrap another 2 centimeters or so. Note: the right side of the leaf should face up. Add the assembled persimmon on the other side. Adjust the length of this section according to preference. Wrap it roughly. Leave a tail to cut the yarn. Like this. Branch 1 is completed. Continue with branch 2. First, refer to the previous demonstration. Assemble a persimmon calyx and persimmon. I have already done. Next, cut a 40 cm wire and fold it roughly into 4 even sections. Start by wrapping the top for 1-2 cm. Then add the assembled persimmon. Continue wrapping down, roughly finishing it. This way. Branch 2 is completed. Continue with branch 3. First, assemble a persimmon and calyx. Then cut a 40 cm wire and fold it roughly into 4 even sections. Wrap the top for 1-2 cm. Then add a leaf. Wrap for 3-4 cm. Add a persimmon on the other side and roughly finish it. Once done, continue with branch 4. First, make 1 persimmon. Then, below a leaf. Wrap for 1-2 cm. Next, use a 40 cm wire. Fold it into 4 pieces. Wrap the top for about 2 cm. Add a leaf. Wrap for another 4 cm. Add a persimmon on the other side. Then wrap it roughly to finish. After all the branches are done, assemble them all together. First, take branch 1 and a stem. Place branch 1 on the top of the stem. Then wrap for about 3 centimeters. Next, add branch 2. The length here can be adjusted according to preference. For each subsequent step, wrap for about 3 centimeters. Add the corresponding branch on the other side. Keep wrapping until all branches are added. I have fewer branches here, mainly to explain the method. Finally, leave about 10 centimeters unwrapped at the end of the stem. I won't continue wrapping here. Up to this point, the explanation for a persimmon branch is completed. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our customer service. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, enjoying the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.